guys? Welcome back to That Hard Couple. I'm Kaylee.
And I'm Rob.
And we are so excited today. We just finished watching the Dead City finale.
I can't even hold still.
I'm
jumping around.
It was awesome.
Dude, I got chills. I got goosebumps. I got chills.
They're multiplying. Is that what you're doing? Yeah.
Dude, I can't believe... I love the show, dude.
I do too, yeah.
This episode... Oh my God! It was the jewel on the crown. Dude.
I know, it was so good.
It definitely didn't disappoint, dude.
No,
I can't believe we're at the finale already with this.
I know, it was only 6 episodes. It's kind of short, but the episodes were so well done. It was like you were in a movie theater watching a movie. The way that the cinematography, good.
Dude, this is the big hoo-ah. Mm-hmm. This is the finish line.
Yeah.
God, if this was a porno, it would be the cum shot.
Oh my God.
This is the cum shot of Dead City.
Let's talk about it.
You know where the guy makes a mess?
Yes, no more.
In the 70s and 80s, it was like the lower back.
Oh my God.
Nowadays, it's more the face. Speaking of face, that shot of Maggie and Negan.
Awesome. Let's do it.
Cum shot.
No.
That horror couple.
Oh yeah.
That horror couple.
It's us.
That horror couple. That horror couple. And they talk about horror.
Like and subscribe. So the episode opens up and Maggie and Negan and Jenny all find each other again.
Yeah. Negan was looking for Maggie and Negan finally saw Jenny. That was a cool moment.
That was kind of emotional. It was sad. But yeah, he's not happy to see her because he's worried about her. And he's like, what are you doing here? Yeah. And she's trying to tell him that Maggie...
Well, she finally speaks.
Yeah, she's like, I want... And he's like, oh, now you're going to talk? Like, really? And it was really sad.
Negan was very concerned for her safety. So
yeah.
I think he was purposely mean just to scare her off.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, I killed your dad. I'm not who you think I am. I don't know how true that is.
I don't think he killed her.
We don't know yet. I mean, technically we don't know. I suspect though he was just trying to he was being like asshole Negan for his own good. And he said, I'm going to give you here. He put up with Pearlie.
Yeah.
He's like, this is a good guy. Go with him. So Ginny's off with Pearlie now.
Back to New Babylon.
Yeah. That was a good way to start the episode, I thought. And it was very, very intense.
Negan and Maggie are back together.
Yeah. And you could also see on Negan's face, it was very painful for him to be mean to that girl.
I know.
So,
yeah, that was really sad.
Jeffrey D. Morgan, you're a great actor, sir.
Yeah, that was awesome.
God damn!
So Maggie and Negan are talking. They're looking out the window. They see the street in New York, and they're waiting to see, the Croat pass by.
I did like that conversation, though, between Maggie and Negan. I thought it was a pretty good conversation, because, you know, if you think about Walking Dead, just the way everything happened, we didn't get too much Maggie and Negan.
No, not really.
We got a little bit in that prison cell that time. But,
the series finale, we got a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We got, little chunks here and there. So any little bit more I can get of these two characters together, I'm all for.
Oh, of course. I like that scene where she's talking about the Macy's, though. She goes into the story about how when her mom got sick, her mom told her about Santa at the Macy's in New York, and she's kind of opening up to him the way he did with her about the Statue of Liberty, at the beginning of the season.
That's how I took it. Like, Negan has his Statue of Liberty story, she has her Macy's Santa story.
Yeah.
In that same scene, too, Negan says, we're old good friends, hey, maybe we can... I didn't know what that meant when he's like, maybe we could work something out.
Yeah.
I was like, is he really thinking about getting back
with the Croat?
Yeah, I was like, what exactly does that mean?
I don't know.
Right away, that threw me off. I'm like, that was a weird thing to say.
No, I like the interaction, though, like you said, between the two of them. It's always nice. And those actors play very well off each other.
Oh, they're excellent together. They see, the Croat pull up in a car. They follow the direction he's going in. And as they're walking towards that direction, Negan sees the building of smoke again that they saw in the previous episodes. So, I don't know, man. This is one of those things where, not much was said, but it was felt.
Yeah.
I think Negan felt right away. He's like, this whole series, Maggie's been trying to bring him towards the smoking building.
Yeah, towards the Croat.
They brought this up before. Remember, he was like, "That hell no, I'm not going to." Yeah. So he's like, he's like a burning building, just like you predicted.
Yeah.
Right there.
Her face was so guilty. She was like,
Negan knew. It was written all over Negan's face too. He's like, Maggie's turning me in. He goes, I'm collateral for Herschel.
Yeah.
He knew right there.
Yeah, and he said it to her. He was like, you're turning me in for Herschel. He's like, and he didn't seem angry. He seemed really sad, actually.
He kind of went with it.
Yeah, he was like, okay, and then she tries to attack him.
Oh, we get Maggie versus Negan.
Yeah, Maggie versus Negan.
Flat out.
Yeah.
But dude, it it was flipped.
Yeah, because he's running away,
I'm saying, unlike the jail scene in the previous Walking Dead season, now we have bad guy Maggie, good guy Negan.
Yeah,
It's flipped around.
Yeah, because she's pursuing him, like, trying to stab him, trying to get him, like, listen, I'm turning you over. And he's like, Maggie, we don't have to do this. Now, I understand that you're never going to forgive me no matter how many times I say I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, no, Negan actually said together we could take down the Crow and we could still save Herschel. Mm-hmm. I mean, but so this whole time, Maggie was planning on like just
handing him over. I had a feeling. Yeah.
Out of the two of them, Maggie is the villain here.
Yeah, she's trying to throw him to the wolves. Yeah.
To me, Maggie is the villain.
Yeah, she is. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that was insane to me. I was like, wow. Who would have thought we would have ended up here the way these characters started out?
I know. No, it's like a total like 360. And Negan actually keeps his cool, and he's just like, all right, like she has the knife to his throat. She's got the one up on him, and the Croat and his people show up, and she hands him right over, and she goes with him. Now that Maggie and Negan are with the Croat, he goes into telling Maggie, like, oh, I've heard of you, like the widow, and I know that's why I pulled you into this, because I knew that you would want to hand him over for revenge.
Yeah, like a couple of episodes back, we found out the Croat knew all about Negan's backstory. Mm-hmm. I didn't know how much he knew, though.
Yeah.
But this whole time, as Negan's talking with the Croat, Maggie's holding a knife to Negan's throat. Mm-hmm. So Negan's listening as Maggie's threatening him.
Yeah.
And he says, oh, I heard about the widow's story. Mm-hmm. He's like, so I used the widow to get what I wanted.
Yeah, which was
So, in a way, to me, that's even worse than what Negan ever did. Like, he's taking Maggie's grief and using it her loss.
To his advantage.
And using it to his advantage. Mm-hmm. What Negan did was just protect his crew at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, it's like, I think it was written all over Maggie's face. You could see it in Maggie's eyes. She knew she fucked up.
Oh, yeah, she was
Maggie's
sad.
like, I fucked up.
Yeah.
I think I made a mistake by fucking...
handing him over.
Yeah. Then we get a face-to-face with Herschel and Negan.
Yeah.
Right here. And they actually, like, trade each other off. And as they're passing, Negan says, good to see you, kid.
Yeah.
And, like, it was just such an intense scene. Like, the very intense scene. Negan actually looks back at Maggie.
They, like, hold eye contact for a long time. And it's like, you can tell she's got this, like, obsession, like, going with him. And it feels like no matter what, she's got to find a way to release all that grief and pain.
Like, when you watch this episode back, pay attention to, like, just the expressions on their face. When they were looking at each other as she was giving him away to the Croat, you could tell it hurt Maggie. She didn't want to do this. And you could see how honestly hurt Negan was just to know that Maggie, like, sold him out.
Yeah, that was really sad.
But I think he understood, but at the same time, he was like, fuck. So we come to find out that Pearlie is actually, when he goes back to New Babylon, he actually is covering for Negan.
Yeah.
And he actually says, like, no, I tracked him down. He's dead. You don't
I shot him.
You don't have to worry about him anymore. But that girl that is...
The lady that was interrogating him was, like, really scary.
Kind of like crazy bitch. Like, just, like, saying, tell me your story again from the beginning as I puff my cigar.
And she's like, and tell me how they make the gas there.
Yeah, she didn't...
Because they're able to use electricity there and everything.
I don't think she believes Negan's dead, but it's cool to see Pearlie trying to cover for him. Mm-hmm. And we also got a good shot of Pearlie dropping off Ginny at school.
Yeah, so, he dropped her back off at New Babylon.
Yeah, so he did take care of Ginny like Negan asked. That was good. Pearlie's a cool character.
I like Pearlie too. He was a nice addition to this show. He was awesome.
I hope he goes back and gets Negan.
Yeah, I hope so.
That'd be cool because now last we saw Negan got with the Croat. So
yeah.
Oh, that was such an intense scene. But what was even more intense is when.
So we have Maggie and Herschel in the car together,
dude,
and Herschel's
this episode
basically
had like fucking 4 or 5 intense scenes.
He basically tells her he felt safer living with the Croat because he's like, we live day to day, like not knowing when the shoe's gonna drop, the next horrible thing's gonna happen. At least there, I feel safer there. And he's like, you don't even care that I'm back. You just care about getting revenge on Negan. You have an obsession with him. You can't let it go. She's looking like you're kind of right,
I think it was then that Maggie realized that everything that's going on in her head with losing Glenn, with Negan over the years, is really like affecting Herschel.
Yeah.
It's bleeding out onto Herschel. And I think she realized that. And I think she said, and that came true later when she went up to Herschel and she said, like I'm going to stop. I don't want to fight anymore. There was a time when I wanted everybody to stop taking from me. But, you can't live like that.
Yeah, you can't live like waiting for the other shoe to drop because then that's when you miss out and that's when you lose the things that you have right in front of you.
Like your toe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that
Herschel is toeless.
Damn!
She has a plan to basically take over all New York City up to Harlem.
Yeah.
And she needs a leader to do it.
She wants to use Negan to do it.
She basically elected Negan to just run the whole area and basically have even more power than he even ever had in the Saviors.
Yeah, and she's trying to interest him, and he still doesn't, he's not really interested. You can tell he's just there because he has to be. And she gives him a little box. He opens it, and it's a toe. And she goes on to say, I took a piece of that boy that was here, and if you want him to stay, the rest of him to stay intact, you're gonna do what I say. And because I think you have all this grief and remorse over what you did, you're gonna do it. And she's right. He does have grief and remorse, and he will do it to protect him.
Well, she put it together because she threw the backstory in his face. She's like, you took out this guy's father, and you drove all the way out here
to save
his son. So she's like, that tells me that there's two different Negans. Which one are you gonna be? Basically, she didn't leave him with a choice.
Yeah.
Like, if I feel like he has to be old bad Negan, or Maggie and Herschel are in danger, and also Jenny.
Yeah,
and also
Jenny
Pearlie.
too. Yeah.
Who knows who's in danger? Negan at least has to be old Negan, or at least play old Negan for a little while. And what a goddamn cliffhanger that is for season 2.
I know. It ended right at that moment, and as that exchange is happening with the Dama and Negan, the screen shows half of Negan's face and half of Maggie's face, as in saying they're both the same inside. Not everything is black and white. There are gray areas, and they're both pretty much like morally gray like characters. So
yeah, but this like left me. That was such an intense shot to go back to what you were saying. That split face is like that's the classic like visual. I will remember saying that like these guys are more similar because they're both doing what they have to do.
Yeah,
I mean, and that's what you do in the apocalypse. You do what you have to do to survive.
Yeah.
So I don't know when they re-meet in season 2. Are they going to be enemies now, Maggie and Negan? Is Maggie going to be understanding? Is Negan going to be understanding? Who knows?
I don't know. I mean, I want them to squat. I want her to be able to release all of that grief and pain and like move forward because Negan
How
be
many
a great
more toes
ally.
can Herschel lose?
Yeah, we got to keep them toes intact.
I mean, his grandfather missed he was missing a whole leg.
Oh
so.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so one toe.
Yeah.
He's like my grandfather had no leg, bitch.
Yeah, right.
he's like, it's in my bloodline.
Right. So we really enjoyed the first season of Dead City, guys. What did you think if you watched it? Please comment down below. Let us know your thoughts.
I give it a 10 out of 10 easy.
Yeah, I really liked it.
This is my favorite show right now. I think it's amazing.
It's really good.
It's like Walking Dead and then some.
Yeah, it's like Walking Dead, the movie experience, what it feels like.
It's a bigger budget than Walking Dead, and it shows. And they took these characters to like a new level. I mean, this is like Negan
2.0.
Negan on steroids.
Yeah.
Negan on Viagra.
Yeah. What?
This goes back to the cum shot.
Okay, no more.
Okay.
So if you guys have seen The Walking Dead, Dead City, please comment down below. Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah,
we definitely recommend if you haven't seen it. Check it out, guys. It's an awesome spinoff of the Walking Dead universe. Make sure you're catching up on all that because pretty soon we're going to have the Daryl Dixon show. So make sure you guys are clicking that bell so you don't miss out on any of our Walking Dead content, any of our horror movie reviews, horror movie trailer reactions.
Yeah, and it's also, and why not hit the super thanks while you're at
make sure you're hitting that super thanks, guys. We really appreciate it. Now we can get them.
What does it look like so they know? It's
like a thumbs up with money, I think.
Is it a heart or is it like a dollar sign?
I think it's a dollar sign. I don't know.
It's down there, though.
It's down there.
It's
You'll
down
find
there.
it.
Look for it, click it, and give me your money, bitch.
Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Once again, I'm Kaylee.
And I'm Rob.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Thanks for watching.